Hey, 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 y'all. Y'all know what time it is. It's Champaign Confessions. Hey, ladies. How y'all doing? Y'all
Hey,
ready?
hey, okay
Hey,
then, honey. What you been sipping
ready?
on today?
A little this and a little of that.
Okay
Can't tell all my secrets.
then. Let's get to it, y'all.
You are now tuned in to Champagne Confessions. You already know what that means. Tell all your people that this is the place to be. Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern. Champagne Confessions is the podcast that will motivate you to become the best version of you. So why not have a sip with the ladies tonight? Because we are about to talk our ish. Let's get it, guys.
Yes, yes, yes. Good evening.
Good
Good
evening.
evening.
Good evening, ladies.
We probably gonna make this a short and sweet one today. We just got things that we got to do today. So we just gonna get in, get you the message. We're not playing. We gonna give y'all what y'all need. Y'all been
Yes,
here. Y'all
yes.
in the chat already with the comments. And you already know
Mhm.
how we do it. We're gonna start this off with a little motivation, but let's just go ahead and give a little shout out to a couple of people that already don't came in early.
Who we got?
Jamarius, thank you for your appearance last week. Excuse me, I'm about to burp. Excuse me.
It's okay. It's
Jamarius.
natural.
I'm not ladylike, I'm just sorry. Get your
You got the
champagne.
bird.
I was about to, I had to do that little,
It's
you know,
okay, girl.
how we do.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. But thank you, Jamarius, for coming on the show last week. That was an amazing conversation with all the men. I think that was the most hilarious episode we've
Yes,
had
it
yet.
was.
And that's what we're gonna try to do. We're gonna kind of balance it out, a little,
Mm-hmm.
little seriousness and then a little fun too, because that's what we all about over here on Champagne. And hey, ladies,
Yeah.
Andrew, we see you. We
Hey,
see you.
Andrew.
Yes. Andrew always there. Andrew was ready.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And hey, ladies, what's up, people? Male Meeks. While
Weeks.
y'all in here, share this YouTube, all the YouTube that you're watching it on.
Yes.
If you on my mental space, beautifully fit, share this out so we can get
Mhm.
this going, so we can get a lot more people. This is
Yes.
going to be a good ass topic. Well, let's
Yes.
start
And
talking
please,
about,
please share this with men that you know.
please, that need to
Hey,
be,
That men
ATL
need to.
Leo.
please. And speaking
Mhm.
of, I need to share this out with somebody that may need it for real. But we're gonna go ahead and
Mhm.
give y'all a little bit of motivational boost. We
Mm-hmm.
always start the show off with the message. Sometimes it's not related to what we're talking about, but I think it's very it's important. And I'm sitting here multitasking, so I can send this person this link because
Okay, it's okay.
he's a friend that I actually will be coaching, getting my little practice on with it this Friday. So
Good,
he's
good,
really
good, good.
word right now, and I just want to be there to help him out. So, all right, ladies, let's talk about this comment though. This post. Let me get it out here. Um, People think depression is sadness, that it's crying and the dressing in black. You know how they try to portray it, like
Mm-hmm.
it's something obvious that to point it out, but
Right.
people are wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Depression is the constant feeling of being numb. It's being numb to emotions, being numb to life. You wake up in the morning you know, just to go back to bed again. Lord have mercy, that was me.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
That
yeah.
No,
Yep.
deep, deep,
Been
deep,
there.
deep, deep.
Been there.
I just pulled myself up out of that. You know, um, so ladies, what y'all think about that quote? Let me go ahead and share this out while I'm letting y'all speak on it a little bit.
That first part is almost like funeral because it's like dressing in black. So it's almost like people thinking you're depressed because someone passed.
Yeah.
But then it's like, no, I'm depressed and going through something because it seemed like life is happening every day. And I'm the only one that's noticing, that life is happening. I'm just
Mhm.
getting up in the morning, going throughout my day and going back to bed and just doing it over. It's just a constant cycle. And that's really deep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I know that actually hits home personally because I was basically saying that, I used to wake up saying it's the same old, stuff, but it's just a different day.
Mm-hmm.
Same old, and dressing in black. I didn't even dress in all black. And I was depressed, so that I think times this day and age, we can't. That stuff is in the trash. You know, it doesn't look like that anymore. That's not what it is. It's deeper than that. It's more so. It's almost like people are learning how to mask it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's killing them inside. So
yeah, and I'm glad that you mentioned that, because that kind of segued into one of the main topics for tonight. You know, and this is kind of what it's going to lead up into this conversation. Now, for those that don't know, this guy right here, that's all you seen was smiles, dancing, happiness. But something deep down in this guy caused him to basically take his own life by a gunshot wound in a hotel room. His wife announced it, you know, and he was just doing a TikTok video of him dancing, and
right,
you know, and so it's like, what is really happening? Like, we need to have this conversation. You know, Twitch is deaf. Everybody don't know who he is. He's, you know, he was a part of the Ella DeGeneres show. He was on So You Can Think You Can Dance. He was in a lot of dance movies. He's just known for his happiness and the joy that he brought to other people's lives. But was he also happy inside at the same time? It's the question. So they said he wrote a suicide note, and there was some things that was stating that he was going through some financial troubles, but they kind of debunked that. You know how everybody got speculation and things like that.
Right.
We don't know what happened, and we will never know. Only the higher above, you know, he has to answer to that.
Right.
But, you know, what do y'all feel about this, ladies? You know, about his death?
You can go ahead, Kai, because I went first last time if you want to.
Well, I mean, like I mentioned to you all about a friend and a classmate, a dear friend and classmate. And like I just mentioned with the quote, people are masking it, you know, learning how to mask it well. And I, you know, speaking from, you know, experience, you know, the way I was thinking or how I looked at it is, if I say something, then people would think I'm weak or will, you know, look at me this type of way, feel this way about me. It was like, you know, and you just feeling out of place. You just don't know where to begin, or how to communicate or articulate what's going on, because, you know, someone says, well, what's wrong? And it's like, well, it's not just one thing. It's a million little things. You know, it's a million. I can't point it out. I don't even know where to begin to tell you. It's so discombobulated, you know, in my head. You know, your brain is everywhere. Your thoughts are scattered, and you feel numb. You know, you literally feel numb to life. Life is not, you don't see the sunlight. You don't see happiness. You know, you don't feel the happiness, you know, and all you see is pain. All you feel is hurt or feel is pain. You know, all you see and feel is sadness, darkness. You know, so it really has to start with us supporting each other as much as possible and encouraging each other to speak, to talk, you know, to, you know, doing that is being strong, is showing strength. You know what I mean? These days, that's what it's about. So I think the root of it is, you know, people just feeling like, you know, they're lost. They don't know where to begin, and we don't listen these days either. You know, we're not listening. We don't know how to communicate as good as we think we do.
And Miss Kiki, what you got to say on that?
For me, you know, we get a lot of check on your strong friends, and I say just check on everybody. Check on all your loved ones. Just check on the people in your circle and people that you're close to, even if they seem happy. Because like Kai said, they mask it and mask it well. And sometimes people just be waiting on someone to say, how you doing today? And y'all don't know how that can change somebody's day. And we may be thinking, oh, they're good because they happy, they showing like, signs of everything in their life is okay. But you don't know what circumstance they're going home to. You don't know how they really feel inside. And like I said, some people just waiting on you to say, are you okay? Do you need anything? And if you're asking if they need anything, and if they're telling you their needs, really pay attention to their needs. And if you can't help them, find somebody that can. Because see, more often people are asking, do you need anything, just to be nosy. They just want to know what's wrong with you, but are not willing to help you. So if you're going to ask what's wrong, and if you can't provide the help, at least find somebody that can. That's my little 2 cents. Oh, Maggie disappeared. Oh, Maggie went off.
She goes.
Mike, what you think?
Well, I can speak.
Sorry, ladies, I had to join back from my phone. I don't know what's been going on with my internet, but
you good?
You know,
just talking.
Just going to make it do what it do. But I heard you, Kiki, and I agree. So, and like what Kai said, we just got to check in on each other. Kai don't hit me up and was like, "Hey, lady, I feel you ain't been stressed." I hit up the other day and was like, "You been stressed?" Because of course I see your tiredness in your eyes. I know we all normally try to communicate, but when I know we get too busy, I at least say, "Hey, yeah," I try to at least say something, just to check in, even if it's just indirectly, just a conversation, just to make sure y'all still alive and kicking. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's short and brief, as long as you're saying something, I know that you're all right. So, Michael Anthony, excuse me. Got to get a little bit fancy on that name there. Tell us what you think about that Twitch. Then we're gonna really get into this topic, because I think that everybody this is something that people don't really talk about, because men do get depressed as well. What you got on that, Mike, about his death? Are we on mute?
There's
okay. Can y'all hear me?
In my opinion, I think they put it down to.
Well, I don't know what's going on.
Can y'all hear me?
But so since I can't hear Mike, we can go ahead and I don't know what happened, Mike.
Mike's
talking. We can go ahead and get to the next topic.
Might be your phone.
I think it's her phone.
Mike. Yeah, because we hear him.
So, like I said, mental health is a big thing, and we need to talk about it. Men and mental health.
Right.
Let's start it off with the first topic about it. We want to talk about what is depression, because people don't really understand what it truly is. They thinking that, something you can just get over it, go to sleep on it, you'll be all right. But it's not that easy for a lot of people. It's just not that easy. So what is depression? Shit, I can't read it. Can somebody read that? Can y'all read that? Take that mental health off.
What is depression? Depression is a serious mood disorder characterized by constant feelings of anger, hopelessness, sadness, and anger that interferes with everyday activities. People always confuse sadness with depression. While both share some common symptoms, they are not the same. Sadness is a temporary feeling which would reside after some time, but depression is a constant feeling of self-loathing and hopelessness. Depression is increasing at high rates globally but it is still a silent cry in India. That's interesting.
Very.
There is a lack of mental health education and high stigmatization of people with mental illnesses. This creates a struggle for everyone in the long run. So, we are trying our best to walk you through the understanding of this serious mental illness called depression.
And my bad, Mike. I wasn't hearing anything when I came in. It was just like complete silence. So I didn't even see your mouth moving.
I know.
No, I
didn't like
that. I'm sorry.
So like, damn.
So if you want to add to it, it's my mistake on my audio right about now, y'all. Like I'm having all kinds of tech issues.
It's okay.
It's all
go
right.
ahead, Mike. We're gonna let you go first, cause
go ahead, Mike. Please. My bad. My mistake.
It's all right. Technical difficulties. We all have.
What are we talking about anyway?
I mean, it was switch, but just
I forgot what we talking about.
Just men in depression with mental health. You got anything on it?
Well, I can speak for myself. Like for me, I don't like to use the word itself because I'm very I'm cautious on things that I say. I believe the things that you say that come out of your mouth are very they can manifest easily, especially if you come out. So I acknowledge it, but I don't utter those words. Like I know though there are some things that are happening. Mine typically manifest anger and just mood swings. So what I typically I like to walk a lot. I will walk all goddamn day. I really walk all day until I start to feel a lot better. But I think it comes down to really just acknowledging it. I think a lot of people don't want to acknowledge it, but it's like if you acknowledge your sin is wrong, that's the first step. I think that's the most important step is just to acknowledge something isn't right. And most men are not. Most men are gonna smoke. Most men are gonna drink. Most men are gonna go out the club and try to get their mind off things. And me, yeah, I rant. I'll just start up a whole live, and just go off on people for 2 hours straight. That makes me feel better.
Wow.
So it's just finding different coping mechanisms. Like I said, that's I think, especially for men who are used to being the leader and provider. I think that's something Twitch was dealing with. That's a different level of stress that most, I wouldn't even women, but I'll say most women. Women are typically known to be, mothers and providers, but it's like when you are that man, it comes with a certain expectations, and you're expected to be a certain way, and if you're not a certain way, then you ain't really worth shit.
Right.
And I think that's the biggest thing, like for men. Like if you're not doing a particular thing the right way, the way people think you should be doing things, then you get labeled, certain things. So, like I think for men, women can get away with not doing certain things, but if a man doesn't do a certain thing, then like I said, it becomes you're not a real man, that type of stuff. And we hear from women and we hear from men. So there's no break for a guy. Right. There's literally no break for a guy. We get it from all angles.
Okay. Well, I hope my internet's back up. I'm back on my PC now because I need the phone.
You sound fine. You sound fine.
But thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, thank you.
And yeah, because it's great to have a male perspective on the show because,
right,
firsthand, and I agree absolutely. What you speak and manifest into the destiny, it can become reality. So if you say I'm no good and I'm not this and all that, guess what? You won't be that good. because you're
Right.
speaking into an existence. So
Right.
we have to practice not speaking things into existence, people.
Right.
But now
Yeah.
that we got what is depression, what are the signs to look for in men? Now, there's depression, but do we know how to recognize it in a man? Because men don't express themselves as often, or it's frowned upon to be as emotional, like Mike said, and or you got to be this and that, and you got to suck it up,
Suck
getting
it up,
beat
don't
up,
cry.
suck
Yeah.
it up because you got to be a man, type of situation. And it's like that is not
While you're carrying the weight of the world,
World. Right.
absolutely
no support,
you
no
got to
anything.
do that.
Right. And I believe us ladies too, even with our spouses, we need to, people that we love, we need to start
Girl.
supporting a little bit more too.
Right. Stop nagging. Stop nagging the man.
Yeah, we can just be nagging and we want whatever, but
We
sometimes
want what we want.
Right.
We ain't cooperative, and it's just like I don't care
Mm-hmm.
what you got to say. It's gonna be what this is. But did you really sit down and talk to that man and was like, you know what? Why do you feel like he is a little angry today?
Right.
So,
Right. We have to turn the table. We have to turn things around. We have to start thinking differently and not this 19, we can't think like that anymore. We have to move with the times.
Yep.
Yeah. So let's talk about the signs of depression in men. And how you doing, RC Plane Builder? What's going on? New to the chat. Appreciate you watching.
Sure
ATL Leo, he was just saying that was me putting on an angry mask to push away people. Absolutely. So, how men typically display depression? Symptoms of depression men may display include alcohol or drug abuse, controlling, abusive, or violent behavior, irritability or inappropriate anger, risky behaviors, lack of interest. Oh, so you just completely remove yourself. You're nonchalant. You just, I don't care anymore. And then the physical symptoms such as your racing heart, tightening in the chest, ongoing headaches, and digestive issues. People, stress and anxiety and everything else can be a silent killer.
Right.
Don't get that in check, people.
Right. I'm hearing too many young people, age of 40, down of heart. People, my aunt passed, my so-and-so. Well, how old were they? Oh, 40. What happened? Stress.
Yes. People don't realize stress releases a
chemical. Right.
Yeah.
Men and women, they're too young.
Yeah. So it's like you're wondering, okay, we got some new faces in the chat.
All right. I used to work with him.
Okay. So, we're getting the word out just a little bit. It's a good topic. So please share this out if you're new to the channel. And if you are new to the channel, let us know that you're new. And please tune in to us each and every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern.
I do want to speak on one of those topics. But one of those, I don't know what the symptoms, let me say.
I can put it back up.
I know one of them was the control and abusive, violent behaviors. Me, myself, I was in 2 abusive relationships. And then, I had to take some time for myself and say, okay, why am I attracting these? Right. But then come to find out they had mom issues. So that just goes to say, trauma from being a child, it stays with us to be an adult. So some of those can harm you in some situations, in some relationships. And we have to, I guess, I don't want to say be too hard, because that you're worthy of more. But to know that, okay, y'all had mom issues. So it's not that y'all were just, whooping my behind, but y'all have issues that y'all haven't dealt with. So that goes, it's part of men and mental health, because that trauma, that childhood trauma,
I'm dealing with that now. Childhood trauma that I'm actually in therapy about, that I had to face, and that's been a part of my happiness journey as of lately. But not only do you're seeking help, but you're facing some things that you've been trying to avoid when it comes to this therapy. But it's, to me, I know people have their taboos about it, but I highly suggest getting some clinical help. It doesn't mean you got to take a medication. I don't take anything. Now I'm getting diagnosed, I'm getting evaluated, but I still control what I want to do with my life. You know what I'm saying? So I just do self-coping and things like that. But enough of me. I'm talking about the men though. And thank you, Roy Couch. Appreciate you for listening.
Yes, please share.
And please share. And then it says ATL Leo said mine was valid and being antisocial and being ready to snap and go off on people. I love realness coming from the men.
Yes, thank you for sharing that, being transparent. We appreciate it.
Oh yeah, and Matt Mike Sports. I don't know where he at on this show, but mine is typically anger, excessive cussing, because we got Michael Anthony on the show tonight. So Matt Mike Sports is a little angry. And he has to deal with his anger, excessive cussing, and issues.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit, but it has to be something underlying that's going on with Matt Mike Sports to be angry. He got something that's built up inside that that's his best way of expressing it, just being angry. And it said, Andrew G said, even if I'm not cussing, you can look at me and tell.
Just for his demeanor. Yeah. We can tell.
I appreciate everybody and their honesty and their openness about it. And if you're new to the show, I hope this hits you just a little bit. But those signs, sometimes you might not even know there's signs. Look at Twitch.
Right. Wife thought everything was great. The world thought everything was great.
Yep. Just by looking
outside looking in.
But at the same time, let's really pose this question, ladies. Who really checks on the man? When is the last time? I'm not asking you, and I'm asking this in general. Any ladies that's on you guys now, or men, how often does it get asked? Hey, are you okay?
Right.
Now you come in with, oh my God, my period, my love, you just had a horrible day. But babe, are you okay?
Yeah.
Is everything all right? Because you kind of slammed that door a little hard today. You kicked your feet off and you are really exhausted. Do us women take a part of taking care of their men at the end of the day? Like, are we making sure they're checked in and okay? And Madness 427, appreciate you tuning in. He said, I withdraw. I'm real chill and don't like confrontation. I be around my daughter and who brings me peace. And that's deep. So you found your peace. And it's sad that it's not, it has to be, well, not sad, but you're finding that in the joy of raising your child.
Right.
Right.
So I tell women, baby, it's not sex anymore to keep a man. You got to bring a man peace. You bring that man peace, you can have anything you want from him.
Absolutely.
But a lot of times people are not doing it because we get caught up in our own stuff.
It's all about
man or woman.
Yep.
You get caught up in your own stuff.
Me. Focus on me. I don't care what
it's all about me, and not dismissing it the way you're feeling. It's just that's what it is. We're so caught up in that. And even like in a marriage, like I shared with you all before, just using us as an example, that first 5 years of marriage was hard because I'm still going through stuff I hadn't dealt with, and same with him. And then once we started healing, working on ourselves, you start to understand what that person is going through. And now you're able to connect on a deeper level, and be able to check in and know the signs and know what to do and know how to communicate to work together. And, that's what really just should happen in general with any type of relationship, love relationships, friendships, it doesn't matter.
Right. Your sons, it's just relationships.
And it's something actually, and we're talking about relationships, but I know a couple of people. There's this. I mean, actually, I work in the healthcare industry, and I had a guy that said his wife went into a stroke or a heart attack or something. She had a heart attack, and but the condition was a broken heart syndrome. It was some type of. They actually diagnosed it. She had lost somebody. So what happens if you found that peace in your wife? She was the everything, and then next thing you know, she's no longer here. Think about these men that get with these, women, and they fall completely in love with them, and you're just nasty, and you're just being whoever you are. You break their heart.
Yes.
These men carry this burden with them.
Relationship to relationship.
Right.
Relationship to relationship, because they're still angry at you, and you broke their heart.
Right.
Or they lost their loved one. So they're going, like, they found that inner peace in somebody, but that peace was taken away, is what they thought.
Right.
So thinking about that too, men hurt.
Yes.
Right.
As well as women.
But we're so focused, oh, he need to do this for me. You need to do this for me. No, what about we? Whatever happened to partnership and we and together?
The ones that's mad
struggle and rise
anymore. They want to take the baby away and being just ruthless because you can't be in a relationship with her. So I'm taking the child away. Guess what? Now that child, especially that little boy,
is gonna have to deal with some things.
I almost said something, but I ain't even. That's
especially if the father is trying to be in the child's life that has some
sense.
Yeah, and I know somebody personally that fought. He really wanted to be there for his child, but sometimes us as women, we don't take accountability for our actions because we mad.
Right.
And then when the child grows up, and then you wondering why the child is now coming at you, because they grow up now.
And they learn. They watching. Trust.
We gotta.
They gonna continue that cycle.
Right.
Yep. It's, I don't know.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, again, we spoke about this on the show before. What they're learning from us. So guess what? We're gonna keep passing down this stuff to generational,
right? When is it gonna stop?
When do you wake up? When do you grow up? When do you grow up?
And let's get into, because now that we got a little bit depression signs to look for in men now, because now that we're starting to recognize that men do hurt too. The men have depression too. Some people don't like to speak it into existence, but at the end of the day, you're going through something.
Right.
It's just taboo to talk about it. But the difference between men and women suffering from depression, behavior, and emotion. So I have a little chart. We always do our little facts and research. The ladies does a wonderful job at that. So I'm gonna do the textbook of definition. Then I got some textual parts after that. As we age, women are more likely to experience stress, sadness, and sleep problems when they're depressed, while men tend toward irritability and impulsive or anger. Men and women also cope with depression in different ways, with women more likely to seek help. So this is kind of going into the next quote here. Hope y'all can see it a little bit. 11 ways men and women deal with depression differently. Anybody want to read that? I know I talk so much. Can you see it?
Okay. Yes. It say things men are more likely to do than women to deal with their depression. For men, turn to drugs, turn to alcohol, eat less and lose weight, sleep less, become irritable, become prone to sudden anger, lose emotional control. That's deep. Take unnecessary risks, behave aggressively, acknowledge a loss of interest in work and hobbies, successfully commit suicide. My. Things women are more likely to do than men to deal with their depression. Feel guilty, feel sad, feel helpless, sleep more, eat more and gain weight, attempt suicide, but usually fail.
Because that part about successfully committing suicide, because people just don't even pay attention to that man.
Yep.
not
And
checking
that,
on them.
yep, that's true. That's true
Mhm.
because every story I've heard is these men from the past since 2020, a handful, and they're all men.
Mhm.
You don't hear about the women.
Right.
Yeah.
It's I don't know, man. It's just sad because our men need love. Like they are just
And there's
dropping like
one more down
flies.
there. Let me
And we
purple
just
Yeah, because they're
and we
carrying
just don't
the
see
weight.
it or we don't care to see it. Not we person, you know what I mean? But it's just I don't know, man. They need love and help.
A lot of them just don't slow down to take. A lot of them just don't slow down to pay attention. Like that's one thing that I've noticed just in women. You move it so
Mm,
fast and so focused on not only yourself but the family in itself. Usually the kids. So it's like you're constantly on the go. So it's like you have to purposely put
mm,
yourself in a position where you're sitting the hell down, right? And I think that's the biggest thing why why it's important for any female to just stop, sit down, and make sure that you have that time to tell him, it's like, all right, well, what's going on? It's like it may not even want to talk. Just sit there and just be watching playing a video game, watching sport, watching sports, just sitting there. Like just your presence alone is, and like I said, most women don't take the time out to just sit there and pay attention. So the signs are always there. Signs are always there. But if you're constantly asking the kids, like, look, they're just gonna have to yell and scream and cry for 2 hours. But at this point in
mm,
time, I need to just sit here and shut up. Don't say anything. Sometimes
mm.
that could go a long way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just a little piece. Just a little piece. And I
Yeah.
like what Magnus said.
Sometimes.
We're taught at the early age to be hard and stoic. Put your
Mhm.
feelings aside and grind for your family. Put an S on your chest. It reminds me of that song by Music, Teach Me.
That's deep.
Yeah, they are. It's like toughen up, beat them up. Like I gotta rub you
Mhm.
around a little bit, but maybe that child just needs a hug that day.
Right. And then you get
Mm-hmm.
called mama's boy because, mothers are nurturing and they're going to ask you, how are you? And they're going to make sure to put a band-aid on your scar. But you're not a mama's boy now to some extent because some just really, really are. But y'all know what I'm getting at. But
A whole nother topic.
yeah,
Mama's boys.
yeah. But that's not what I was referring to. But I got you because yeah, some of them can be. But man, it's just
Mhm. Yeah,
toughen up. You're gonna be okay. Why you crying?
yeah. And I
Right.
like what Mel Meek said. It's just
Mhm.
not you. It's often fellow men who don't support their
Mhm.
homies. Will kick it and joke, but won't have
Oh, thing in there one. But won't
What you
have
think
real
about
life conversation about life issues. Yeah,
right?
that's deep.
What you think about that, Mike?
Oh, that ain't me. Nah, you gonna get a counseling session from me. Not like I don't play that. Like my homeboy gonna know something. It's like, bro, you a little bit, you drinking a little bit too much, bro. Why are you so damn
Mhm.
angry today? Like the fuck wrong
Mhm.
with you? Like we may
Oh yeah,
not say it
Mike
in
be hurt now.
a motherly way. I was like, look, man, you know how I am. I'm gonna tell you something ain't right with you.
Oh yeah,
Like
Mike gonna call
that's
you out.
something to
He
me.
called
Like
me
to
out
me,
when I was going through my
I've had
craziness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. One
but
too
yeah,
happy about
most like I said, it's most guys aren't like that. But like I said, for me, that's something that I just don't do. I'm very in tune with um, I call it nature. I can feel it.
Mhm.
I can see it. I can feel your mood just by looking at you.
Mhm.
So it's like I know when I need to be that support. Um, and like to be honest, Case style, I'm positive that he won't have an issue with it because we talk about this all the time. It's like it was a point in time in his life where he didn't believe in himself at all. Like he was really like, man, I don't have no talent. Nobody like ain't nobody gonna listen to me, man. Nobody love me like that. That actually came out his mouth. So Maggie, like we look at K Styles like our own personal because and at his lowest points. Like you can actually see it. The thing is you can see it on camera just by his demeanor. He's lively, he's jokey, and he lost a ton of freaking weight. Like I don't think people
Yeah.
realize how much
No, I
that
noticed that, Mike.
lost.
Maggie, didn't I say something about that? I'm sorry, Mike. I didn't mean to cut you off, but that I said, Maggie,
Oh, you
he
good?
has lost a lot of weight.
Uh-oh. She's freeze.
Who?
He there.
He there.
Okay.
Mike, you there?
No.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Keep going. I just wanted to,
Yeah.
But it's good that you noticed that it said
like I
something.
said, that's Oh, absolutely. Like I said, I don't play that like that. Like I said, for me, I've lost a friend at an early age, so it's like those are lessons that I learned. Just to pay attention to everything.
And I'm
It's
so
like
sorry
the
for your
last thing that
loss.
you want is like for me, I'm not gonna regret not saying anything.
That might be your
Okay.
gift, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, trust me, I believe it
He get it
is.
from his mother. He get it from his mother.
That comes from my mom. That comes from my mom right there.
She's
She could feel
she was
things.
heavy in the church, so she was just always so giving and
Every-
helpful. So it's kind of what he grew up around, So
Good.
and Jamarius, that Music Soul Child quote was great. And I apologize, y'all. Today, I don't know what's going on with my internet. I'm in and out today, so just bear.
My shirt.
I think she froze again.
Yeah, she froze.
God damn it! So you see how I just cut me off?
Lord have mercy.
That's true. Very few of us ask, "Hey fam, you good? Everything okay at home?" I'm about to get back on this phone because it's
Yeah, that's good. You say, "Oh, yeah." Very few of us ask, "Hey fam, you good? Everything okay at home?" Yeah, that's true. You sit back, relax, you're kicking it, drinking it, smoking, whatever you're doing, and you notice something wrong with your homeboy, but you're not saying nothing.
You're not recognizing it. Or you see it, but
are they really your homies? Is the question.
Are they? And that is a true question. Like, are they really your homeboys? Are they just here for the ride because you the friend that spend money and take care of them, and when they got problems, they can be their ear. And like J Rock, what's up, J Rock? Tuning in today, recognizing body language. That's definitely people that are depressed. They may say, "Oh, I'm fine. Oh, yeah, I'm okay," but shoulder shrug. Just I'm good. Are you? Where's that smile that I'm normally seeing? I noticed, you're not as happy. You're kind of pulling yourself away. And so like I said, this is a good conversation. I appreciate everybody just in here, just giving their feedback.
Yes.
But let's talk about something else, because now we kind of got the what is depression, the signs, the difference between men and women having it. So now men, we need to know how to cope with depression. And I kind of combine that together, getting the ball rolling, because coping with depression, recognizing it for what it is, and help about it. And then now you're starting to recognize it, you're starting to get it under control. Let's get it going. Let's get that ball rolling. Let's get back on track. Pull yourself up out of there now.
Get out those toxic relationships. You're worthy,
Right. And speak up. Speak up. Speak up. We gotta be a bridge. Maggie, you and I spoke about this last night. Being a bridge, because people in the community, they speak and they talk to clergy, meaning us, other people in the community before they go see a doctor. Some people don't have to. They can talk to some, anybody, and they'll know how to get things going and whatever. But some people,
Not so easy for some people.
You might need to seek professional whatever, because you can't even. So we have to, stop hiding behind that mask, and you owe it to yourself. Men, you owe it to yourself. We recognize, if nobody else is listening and you feel like you don't have any support, we're listening.
Right.
We're listening
right here. Understand.
We're listening. We understand. So even this small community right here, and we want to expand. We want to grow. We want to keep talking. We want to keep sharing. Our stories, our experiences. We want you all to share your stories, your experiences. What are you going through? How is it that we can help you? What resources can we, provide? You know what I mean? What do you want? What makes you happy? Because you first need to learn how to dig deep and find it within you, and find a good support team.
And I not to cut you off, Kai, but I kind of wanted to point on this, and he just brought it up because it was just in the back of my mind. He said, "I never spoke about my issues. I just kept moving."
That's what I'm saying. Right.
And,
that's exactly it.
And what I can say is, I'm going through something right about now, personally. And the very thing I need to do is just vent. Meaning, you hush, let me talk. Sometimes we so quick to a solution. We're trying to resolve the issue. Sometimes somebody just want to take a glass, break it against the wall, and get that emotion out of there. So it's like not necessarily going to a clinical person is the best. Sometimes you just need a, hey friend,
right. You want to
I tell people I could be a listening ear. I don't have to say anything, but if you need to just call and vent, like you say, just somebody to listen to.
Get it out. You need to get it out.
It's like you're pulling that emotion. Right. You're trying to mask it, and you're walking away from it. It's not quite fixing it. You're just masking it at this point. And then you're going to bed with it. You wake up with it. You go to work with it. It's on to the next person, because now your depression is leading to someone else's, because it's like you're bringing my mood down. When we don't address it and prolong it, we don't fix the issue. So find that friend, even if it's the helpline. Like I had my daughter, she had to call the line before. They have people there free that will sit there and listen to you talk. If you just ain't found, like if you just don't got that friend, you don't feel like you can trust anybody, pick up that phone and call that 1-800 number.
And don't be ashamed.
Sit there and listen and say nothing until they feel like maybe something needs to be happening, depending on how bad you sound. But sometimes they're just there to offer you advice, and just getting that. Don't you feel better when you get that cry out? You get that whatever that was built up all day, like you've been at work just doing your thing, and then you're like, as soon as I get home, I want to let it all out, close my door. It's nothing wrong with that either. Let it go. Get that emotion out, because that you take that relief off of you.
Because you're just piling it on. You're carrying it to the next day, the next day, the next day.
Acknowledge it.
On top of issue, on top of issue. Yeah.
Right. Just acknowledge it and start the healing process and move forward.
Know your triggers.
Know your triggers.
Yeah. Know why am I feeling this way?
I'm actually still recognizing what irritates me about certain things. I'm learning now that I can't sit on the phone. Like I used to do this when I was back in high school. I'll be on the phone from noon and sun up, sun up and sun down.
Oh no.
No, you hang up. No, you hang up.
You hang up. I don't want all like that. But now I want to talk to you. Get off the phone. I'm going to bed. Good night. My temperament is a little different now, because I got kids that get on my nerves. Like we gotta put it, like Matt said, put an S on your chest. We gotta be everything and everything that you gotta be. Plus, got to keep your hair together. Plus, you got to get to school. Plus, you got to feed them. Plus, you got doctor's visits. Then you got to work to feed them. Especially when old man ain't helping you. You know what I'm saying? So we got a life, and people don't understand, men especially. Oh, you can
Right.
make a baby all day long, and you can just walk away like it ain't no responsibilities, and you're wondering why your lady is over there throwing pots and pans and upset. Because did you take the time out and say, babe, hold on. I see you're a little busy. Let me take them out to the park real quick so they can go run around and wear this out. So when they come home, they ready to go to bath and bed.
Right.
Same way around it. Maybe the guy is the work at home dad. We have those too. She in there like living her best life, going partying with her girlfriend, taking vacations, you know, being confrontational. You don't care. I'm doing what I want to do because I'm a drinker, and you know, so roles can be reversed in this situation now.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes, you can.
and speaking from experience,
Writing things
living
down.
in purpose, chasing, hunting. Hold on, Mike. Hunting, grinding. It's time to break the cycle for us. Go ahead, Mike. I ain't mean to cut you off.
It's time to break it.
Like,
Go ahead, Mike.
Writing for me has always been a release. Writing poetry, just writing, just daily affirmation, just everything that come down to it. I need to get back into writing poetry, but like, yeah, Mike writes poetry. I actually haven't done that in time, so I'm starting to feel that itch again. So yeah, I think that's the thing. You just got to find a way to release, and I think a lot of men see things like writing as a wimpy way, and that's what Magnus is speaking on. Is you're addicted as a man to be hard and nonchalant, and like it's frowned upon. It's really frowned upon. I mean, people say things like, you know, I don't need Mellow Mike anymore. They call me Mellow Mike when I'm not Mad Mike. So they don't like Mellow Mike. They don't like Mellow Mike. They want me yell, screaming in your face, you know, because it's entertaining and I get it. But it's like nobody cares for Mellow Mike. I say it all the time. Nobody cares for Mellow Mike. When I'm cool, calm, collected, it's not fun for people. But at some point in time, I have to be Mellow Mike.
Because that's your true self there,
right?
And I want to get into just if we can see it, you know, you probably can't.
We can just with the exercise, practice, meditation.
Yeah, listen to the key points because you know you already know what it is. We ain't got to go deep into the the definition of it, but yeah, exercise, practice, meditation, eating healthy, and psychotherapy. And this is for men here. You know, you think that depression is just women, but exercising is a huge one. I know a friend now that actually has a whole boxing little setup in his house. He gets a hell of a workout from it, and he, you know, hidden stuff, and he's getting joy out, and he's losing weight, he's burning sweat, but it's a good release because you know men are more aggressive and try to hit something, and you know that type of thing. So getting that built up anger instead of hitting somebody else, hit a punching bag, knock that thing out, take that walk outside and just let that aggressiveness go. So exercising, then practice meditation. That is a such thing in men as well.
Right. And there's nothing wrong with it. You're not soft. You're taking care of you.
Absolutely. And you know, and even if you do it with a little bit of yoga on the side too, you meditate, you get into your stretching, and you know, your woo-sign it. Like everybody deserves 5 minutes of peace at some point.
Right.
No matter the
and
gender,
allow it. Allow people their peace. Even when you're going through stuff, kind of be mindful of, you know, how it's just dumping on people like that. We gotta kind of look out, you know, for one another. When you think about other people instead of yourself,
that's
it kind of helps. You know what I'm saying? It kind of not to say you don't.
Kai, you said something
you need to be. Sometimes you can be, you know, selfish. Sometimes, you know,
it's
sometimes
okay
you need to do that. But in general, when you think about other people, because if that other person is practicing the same thing, then you know you have someone looking out.
You need to be mindful of that
person, and so forth and so forth.
And then your balance.
Yeah.
Right.
That friend will check you, and you will check that friend. Like, hey, did you meditate today?
Mm-hmm.
You know what?
Mhm.
I forgot. Let me go ahead in this, in this corner and get my meditation on. I forgot, friend.
Right. And then
And if
they'll
somebody
say,
clowning you on it in your circle, then they don't need to be in your circle.
right, and they'll ask you the same thing.
At all.
Did you meditate? You good?
Mm-hmm. Have those
You know,
friends
what
around.
about
Even if it's a perfect stranger, you just met off, you on social media and y'all get into these little fitness groups and, motivational quotes. Sometimes it can be a whole stranger
Yeah.
that can motivate you. So it ain't got to be your close friends, because sometimes your close friends can be your worst enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And next, something I'm doing now, I've been fine and glowing lately because but I'm light skinned lately, need a little sun, but eating healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, of course I drink a little alcohol, can't help that, but I always follow it up with a bottle of water. I stay with water. I actually eliminated the sodas and things like that. That's my pet. That's my.
Your go-to.
That's my
Like
go-to.
craving.
I'll sure get me a Coca-Cola real quick. But I had to stop buying the cases or the individual bottles. I was like, let me just eliminate it out my house altogether. And it's making a world of difference.
Your body won't even crave it no more.
And it don't. And actually, I don't even finish a whole bottle anymore. It's like, I don't want this. So and so eating healthy is the most important thing, as well as last but not least, because we are going on the hour, ladies. Psychotherapy. Now that we shy away from that. Now,
There's nothing wrong with it.
Why? And fellas,
why? Because society made it seem like it's bad for the Black community. It's not. Y'all better talk to somebody, please. Please.
Don't believe in getting help and talking.
Yes.
You just sweep it under the rug and it's a new day. Come on. But
you're gonna snap.
Break them generational curses. Well, that's all y'all did back in the day. Sweep it under the rug and we don't talk about that. No, we don't do that. You crazy. Wait, Gotta change. You gotta change. It starts with you.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. What you got on that, Miss Kaka?
Say that again, Maggie.
Just what you got on, all the key points. Just psychotherapy.
I mean,
for men.
Would you? And this is general too, but I want to focus on men. So let me just talk to the men. All of those key points. I mean, think about it, guys. What you put into your body affects how you operate and how you think too. When you are eating things that, okay, so picture this. You're already stressed. You got a lot going on, right? You got a lot going on. You're not talking to anybody. You're not talking about your problems. You're holding everything in, right? Okay, we're going to start there. Now you're adding on, I'm about to drink soda. I'm getting ready to eat greasy food. I'm getting ready to drink caffeine all day. I'm going to drink alcohol. I'm going to smoke these cigarettes. Toxins, pollution. You're still not talking to anybody. And you're doing this all day, every day, right? You're not releasing anything. You're not exercising. You're not releasing sweat. You're not getting proper sleep. So you're putting your body. It's like you're adding weight on top of weight on top of weight. So all of those things play a vital role. You're talking. You're expressing. You're owning up to things. You're facing it. You know what I mean? Now you're exercising. Now you're releasing. You're sweating. You're feeling lighter. You're eating better. You're glowing. You're feeling good about yourself. So guess what? You're stepping outside. People looking at you, like, okay, because that's what you're attracting. Now you're attracting those people, that energy, all of those things to you. You're attracting that. My men,
And ATL Leo said something, and there's a lot of men that just are against therapy. Now, you don't have to go see a actual therapist.
Mm-hmm.
We are life coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
We just listen and guide you, motivate you. Like Andrew G said, I like watching motivational videos. Helps me feel better because I get reminded. There are a lot of people in this, a lot worse situations, and I'm acting like a bitch about my baby problems. And it's not baby problems though.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. It's just what
That's what I was
men are
about to say.
accustomed to feeling. What you got to say, Mike?
Mike.
That's what I was about to say. I want to speak to ATL Leo about this because I think there's a misconception with therapy that everybody attach themselves to the negativity. I think that's the thing with
Mm-hmm.
therapy is it's not that you're going for those people to fix you. You're going to those
Mm-hmm.
people to release. And
Mm-hmm.
most of the time it's a release to people that you don't know. I think that's the most important thing because, like, for me personally, I was forced into therapy. I was forced into therapy. I had an episode where it's just like I wasn't myself. I was kind of blacked out. Um, but thankfully, I had the support system there, and I didn't last long in it. But I can tell you this: I was a person that was. I'm probably the biggest conspiracy theorist ever. Like I'm looking at everybody cross eyed. Like who the hell are you? That type of stuff. Like I don't trust too many people. So I'm the biggest conspiracy theorist, and I'm telling you right now, you need to get in therapy. Every man need to be in some type of therapy, whether it's a group of people that's gonna sit there and hold you responsible for your actions. And talking to God is also paramount. Um, that's a relationship that you have to have, but therapy is something. It's a release. You have to be able. Even scripture says you have to be with people, fellowship, and speak on your issues because your issues may be your the release for somebody else. And I wrote something early today, and I think a lot of people, honestly, and most of them on this panel here, is because I didn't know from my own standpoint how how I am helping people. I've gotten so many people come to me. It's like I've lost count of how many people that have come to me and said, "It's like Mike, you have no idea how much you've helped me get through." Maggie and I, AFN group, like y'all help us get through a lot of issues and be able to cope with just the ills of life itself. So
I was one of them.
I know
I was
God,
one of them. In my
you know,
depression, I was like, Mike done. Oh, the bell. Okay, notification. Be on in the car. Got to put it on. I mean, that's what helped me get through was sports. Sports. I'm a female that loves sports. You know. And when I
mm-hmm,
found Mike and Maggie, AFN, all that, and then when because you were the first, it wasn't a female, so it
Mm-hmm.
was just like yes. So
mm-hmm.
I tell y'all all the time. But Mike, can I read what you posted earlier?
Sure.
Yes.
You said sure. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what Mike was talking about, because I wanted to read
Mm-hmm.
it, and he posted that it never occurred to me that I help people find their purpose in life, make them smile, and escape the voices inside. That's the gift God has given me. Most of the time, I don't fully understand the depth of the assignment our Creator has given me. Thank you to everyone who has confided in me and the crew of Atlanta Falcons Nation and Mad Mike Sports.
Mm-hmm. I remember that one because I put your gifts will make room for you.
And you know what? And that was one part of my vision too, was having, remember the closed groups that I'm
Mm-hmm.
so passionate about having. And I want one for men. Like, you know how you just have a hangout. This is my brotherhood. I got some brothers that we can go out together. We can spend time together. We can talk about our problems. If
we can
one
break
of us
down
needs to
together.
cry,
Yeah.
Have a good cry.
exactly. And
It's
that
great.
is one of my visions, with the things, this journey that we're on. We need that. And
Right.
I encourage it's something that I want to implement, and it's something that we don't see enough of in the workplace. We don't do group therapy. They always talk about togetherness, but it's like, they're quick to throw an EAP program out there. Go get your individual help. But you want everybody to work together because honestly, you guys, you're more at work than you're at home at the end of the day. So I wanted to implement and encourage group therapy sessions.
Yeah.
Getting to know your neighbor that's in the next cubicle. Just because y'all not getting along, there might be something absolutely going on with this person. So, and of course, it's a volunteer situation. I don't want to force it on anybody, but offer it to where it's beneficial to the company to come together, even if it's just like weekly sessions for 30 minutes throughout the week. It's like a check-in for your employees instead of like, get your ass here, you got to go to work. And, your
that's what it is.
Your company, it can thrive when everybody is just like, you know what, I'm having a bad day. One perfect example of that is Jill Scott's podcast. Jill Scott has a guest of ladies that comes on and hosts every day. But guess what they do right before they do that show? They meditate together. And they'll even come on the show. It's like, y'all, that was a hard one today, or my feelings was into it. I really let myself go this time. I really let my emotions out. But she gathered herself and got on that podcast and continued on. That's what I respect about Jill Scott. A lot of people don't know her outside of music. But she's really encouraging sisterhood. Just like Kai said, brotherhood. We got to be our brother's keepers. What happened to that? What happened to that?
Right.
We're gonna do this because I'm.
Oh yeah, it's definitely happening.
Or I have to. This is why I keep going and pushing, because we need this in the community. That's our men. We have to support them. They looking at they feeling weak. They don't trust people. I mean, they
don't know which way to go. Right.
Trusting people. I mean, they're feeling like this isn't. I don't like this. Look at this. Look at what he's saying right there.
Yeah. It's a lot of men that think like that. And it's nothing wrong to feel like that, because this is what has been taught in you. This is what you don't trust in people. You don't trust a complete stranger. But
because we're taught don't talk to strangers.
And then what if a stranger is the only person they have to talk to? Because you know what I mean.
Mike, give a little, a man's
telling you
on these issues.
I'm telling you right now. I was Andrew. I'm telling you, I am, and I was Andrew, and I'm telling you right now, from my perspective, something that I know for a fact is that at some point in time, I'll say it like this: some people believe in God, some people, believe in the higher power. But I'll say it like this: in order for you to become a better person and to grow in a new, is to do things that you're not accustomed to doing.
You're not
going ways and thinking outside of what you normally do. You can't grow. I think a lot of times when we stay locked up in a certain mindset, or we feel like, like for me personally, I was talking to Maggie, and I was talking to the crew about this. I was like, AFM man, my sports has just been on the increase and on the up, but I felt like I was trapped. And what that was me doing the exact same things over and over and over and over and over again. Sometimes you got to get outside of your normal, because God is trying to push you to another level. And if he's trying to push you to another level and you didn't he's just going to keep on pushing. And that's why you feel stagnant. That's why you feel angry, because you stuck in that same, on that same level. We got to change. Always gotta change your mindset. Y'all hear me say this all the time. I'm not a prediction guy. The reason why I'm not a prediction guy, and people ask me to do predictions all the time, because I believe that anything and everything is possible. That's why I'm not a prediction guy. So with that being said, if you stuck in the mindset, you can't change, man. You're not going to be able to go to the next level. A lot of people who are rich and who have been successful, they've gotten out of that poverty mindset. They've got out of that negative mindset. They're opening their mind, to be honest. And The Matrix is one of my favorite movies because of that. You gotta free your mind. Free your mind. You will find things a lot better than you would think. And right now, ATLL therapy is not as bad as it is. It's mostly our own
mindset
issues.
Yep.
I said personal development is key.
And I want to add to what Mike said. It's like, you know, and I appreciate the transparency of these men.
Yeah.
I really,
yes, we thank
y'all. Real raw. You know, this is what we need, because this is the purpose of this episode. We're not just going to just sugarcoat you and tell you what you're going to do. We can tell you all day, but it takes the individual to want to do it.
Right.
At the same time, you also have to look at their upbringing and who's around them. The question before, do you ask them what's wrong? Are you okay? Or do you also say, I'm proud of you?
Yeah.
Do we praise these men? Like he was saying, he was on the street along with family, etc. But he came out of that. I'm proud of you for that. It might be a small feat, but you're not on the street anymore. So you have to, don't look for validation from anybody else. If therapy is not what you want to do, I get that. But you got to look within and say, you know what? I'm proud of me.
Yeah.
I achieved something. I don't care if nobody's acknowledging it. You acknowledge yourself.
Right. And sometimes helping other people helps to bring that out of you too.
Yeah.
It's like therapy for you.
Not knowing it.
You might. That's me.
Make you smile. It makes you smile when you don't even realize it. You've talked to this person, and they're just, listening, and they come to you. I took your advice and all that. Like, yay.
So it's hitting home for a lot of these people, because that mother didn't tell them I was proud of you. That daddy didn't say, man, son, you ain't gonna never be good enough. Oh, we even got teachers that tell you ain't gonna be good enough.
Yeah, you ain't gonna never be nothing. You ain't gonna never amount to nothing.
Boy, you better go play basketball, because that's all you're gonna be able to do.
But that's how they were brought up. That's how they were brought up. That's what they know. People, people putting out there with what they have, what they were left to work with.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's right, but that people give you what they got. So if
putting their trauma on other people,
angry and miserable, they're gonna give you that.
Because they haven't healed
inside, and they see what life is all about. Then that's what you get. But people give us what they have, and I'm not saying that to excuse anything. I'm just starting. Hey, that's part of foundation right there.
Yeah, you got to build yourself within. You
got to take things for what they are.
You got to go ahead and take accountability. You got to really take that action. Yes, we don't like therapy. Yes, I'm angry and depressed, and I don't want to talk to anybody. But guess what? You just spoke it, though.
You just spoke on it to us.
Yep.
Growth.
So you're gonna wake up.
It's about personal growth.
You're constantly telling yourself, "I am not feeling good. I'm not in the mood." But it all comes to because a lot of men don't know how to express themselves.
Yep. Yeah, because mine is not. He doesn't communicate. And now he's better, and he said because I made him better. Because I'm like, you have to talk. If you never talk about, like, I'm not a mind reader, so if you don't tell me, I know I can feel something is wrong. But if you don't communicate that with me,
How do I know?
I don't know. But and then he
You'll
finally
never
said it's
know.
hard because I've never, even though he's been married twice, but communication was something that was hard because they never really talked, and that was something that he wasn't brought up with.
Oh, you
Communicate,
spoke something there, Miss Lady. That's
expressing
kind of
feelings.
what I've been going through with my own. I'm going through a divorce right about now. And the biggest thing for me, I think we both couldn't express ourselves to one another. I had some family trauma and things that the thing about why I love football so much. I learned a long time ago that the father that I'd known all my life, I learned about 19 years old, I was pregnant, wasn't my biological dad. But I remember watching the Super Bowl with my stepdad. And of course, I don't even like using those terminologies for him because he's still in my life. But I sat on his lap, watched football, didn't know what was going on. All I knew was the ball going into that big T, or that big H. And I saw Michael Jackson and
the big H.
Wonder and all the halftime shows, and this his eyes glued,
Oh, I think she stuck.
I think so.
She froze.
Was you gonna wanted to say something. Let's see if she popped back on. But right with Andrew, sometimes I don't know what's wrong. So if someone asked, I wouldn't have the answer. I just wake up angry and depressed when I was in a good mood in the day before.
Right.
Yes, I understand him because that's why I didn't want to go to therapy because I couldn't articulate to them what was wrong. I don't know. And somehow through me even saying that to them, they know how to ask whatever to get it out, And before you know it, you're knowing how to articulate and you're knowing, you're figuring
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to do this again on the phone. But what I was saying was, I'm going to let you finish, Kai, then I'll finish what I had to say.
No, I was just speaking on Andrew's comment. Comment. He's, with therapy, because first of all, he doesn't know what's wrong. He doesn't know. He doesn't know how to articulate. And I was saying, me as a female understands that too. But once I said that, I just told him with an attitude, straight up attitude. Like, I don't know. What do you want from me? I don't know. Everything's wrong.
Yeah.
And she knew what questions to ask. It was little. It wasn't a forced thing because you get to interview them too. Like, if you're not feeling them, they're not for you, then go to somebody else or whatever. First of all, even with a little attitude, you're like, okay, but I still got this attitude and I don't know how to communicate what's bothering me. They know how to get it out.
Yeah.
So you never know until you at least try. Right. But go ahead, Maggie. We were just trying to keep the show moving, honey.
I'm sorry, y'all. It's just my internet today. But what I was saying is I grew a bond with my stepfather, even though he's my father, because he's just always been there in my life. But one thing my mother was like was, well, we didn't want to tell you because we didn't feel like we didn't want you to turn your back on them or have some type of remorse. And it was like, that's one thing about these family secrets that's terrible. Allow me and my twin sister the opportunity to make that decision. Like, why would I turn my back on somebody that's been there since we've been crawling, people? My biological father is now bipolar. Now I know he's crazy, bipolar, drug addict, everything else. I don't want that in my life. But it made me understand who I am as far as a person individually, mentally, because I also deal with my own mental health issues. I don't know what it is yet, so I'm getting diagnosed about it, but I feel like somebody brought it to my attention and said, maybe you have seasonal depression. Because I'll have these up and downs, ins and outs, then I'm good for the next couple of months.
You know what, Maggie? Because I have, of course, I got like 5 different ones, but one of them is bipolar depression. You might have that. It's 1 minute you up, down, 1 minute you feel like you take on the world, and next minute they're like, well, what's wrong with you? I don't know. You know.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, my irritation kicks in really bad. So it's like when I get triggered, I shut all the way down.
I threw some scissors during the quarantine. This was when I was first getting that healing. You know, I wasn't there yet. Threw some scissors. Brian was propped up with his feet or whatever.
Mike said,
and I threw some scissors because he was eating chips, and just the sound of him eating chips, like
it was irritating.
Off. Yes, and I threw it, and you could see him hold his composure. He took those scissors and threw it across the room, and he just sat back like as if I know this. You know what? Not do what she just did. And he didn't open his mouth, and I didn't either. I was in shock myself. Like he thinking, and I'm thinking too. Like,
that's not funny. It's your facial expressions for me. That's why I'm here.
Over some chips. You know what I'm saying? Snap because the boy eating some chips.
Over chips.
Ooh.
Anyway,
but I'm glad you went through that healing process, though.
We're gonna keep that moving. So don't tell nobody I told y'all that.
Look, I plead the fifth about certain situations. I'm gonna tell you that.
Hey,
I'm just saying.
I'll leave the room when I'm eating chips around you.
and Mike know I get on him too. Like I don't snap on Mike before.
Ooh, girl.
She snap on me all the time, not before, all the time.
Yeah, Mike get all the punches, y'all. I'm sorry. He get all the punches.
Yeah.
I gotta let it out to somebody. At least he gonna keep it real with me. Like, woman, sit your goddamn ass down and shut up. Something wrong with you.
You got to have them sometime. It was like, oh, okay. Damn, excuse me. And then you realize, oh, that's what I'm
gonna leave her alone for
forever.
No, Mike is a certain person that they be blowing me up sometime about when I be going through my thing. Sometimes I just want peace and quiet. People got to understand. When I say leave me alone, I mean leave me alone, because you don't want to see Maggie T in her real element. When I say don't bother me, I will hit you up later. I need a moment. That's me. My temperament. You will get the business, and you ain't gonna like that side of me. Definitely. And thank you, ATL. Yes, I just want to be left alone. Give me a chance to get into my peace. Don't call me early in the morning and interrupting my meditation because whatever was going on, I need that mental peace.
Right. Because you don't respect me meditating, because that's some of it. They don't respect you meditating because, like, you meditate, like we don't do that. We don't.
And don't call me before I'm going to bed. Okay.
Yeah, and I say, and I'm like, I'm gonna say, leave me alone. If I say I'm gonna call you, don't call me before I call you back.
Thank you. Leave me alone.
Please and thank you.
Because you ain't gonna like that person that answered that phone.
I ain't gonna answer it.
Oh, I won't answer it. Then you acting the fool.
Because now you done pissed me off. Because I said
don't bother me.
Right.
Yeah, here you go. Ooh, see, Reggie. And then we're gonna go ahead and really close it out. We on an hour and a half. But Reggie said I lost my, and then of course, Andrew, you lost your dad as well, and you're still just trying to, you don't feel like he saw your accomplishments and your achievements. So it's like he's missing out on your greatest portions of your life, but he's watching you if you believe in that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And like Reggie said, I lost my dad a few days before Christmas. I still think about him, and I regret I didn't call him more. It affected me. I got over it. He's in a better place. No father figures, man. That's huge. Yeah. And that's one thing about that. Please don't wait till it's too late. Check on somebody, even if it's just for 2 minutes. Call somebody. Check on them. You ain't heard from them in a while. Squash those beefs. We only live once, people, and that stress and that build up for no reason. It's to the point where you forget why the hell you was mad at each other.
Right.
Some people don't even know why I was mad at you.
Right.
Grandma baby lost her doing high school. Oh, yeah. So a lot of people are going through some trauma. So I really hope this message definitely meets you well, people. You know, if you're not ready for therapy, now we're gonna give our credentials. If you just want to talk to one of us ladies, and you just feel like you just want an unbiased ear, and everything is confidential, hit one of us up. Seriously, like my inbox is open at any time. Actually, I have a coaching session tomorrow evening to help somebody that's grieving his loving wife that passed away. And he's really been taking a hit. And I do hope he's watching me tonight, because we're going to get him through it, y'all. We're going to get him through it. So y'all pray for people that have lost somebody, you know, because we're still grieving. It's 2021. You're probably still down about it. Things never just go away. Like, I'm going to end it right here. The reason why it hits me every year, my brother's anniversary of his birthday, his birthday is January, but my brother died 4 days after my birthday. But he came to me right before then, and we celebrated New Year's together. Now, he's a heavy drinker, and heavy drinking runs in my family. And I also was a heavy drinker where I would black out too, you know. So I didn't know who I was, because I knew there was something addictive about me drinking a lot and heavy, to where it was embarrassing for me. And it was just so much in his pores. You can smell it. You can see it in his skin, the yellow of his eyes. That means his liver was already pretty much done. You know, he died of a car accident 4 days after my birthday. And one thing he did say, because my father did abandon us, he said, I also felt that I abandoned you. And he had to live with that, knowing that he was my brother. That was a brother, a blood brother, that had to live all his life knowing that he had other sisters, but he couldn't say anything about it because of family drama and family secrets. Gotta stop this, people.
That's deep.
That has affected me in my relationships, because, of course, I was violated by a grown-ass man in high school. I didn't have that real close relationship with my stepfather. I finally found out at 19 years old that wasn't even my biological. So it affected me in my relationships with men. Because I was searching for that. I clung to them. I reached out to them because I wanted that father figure to just love me. You know, so this divorce is really tearing me apart. But at the end of the day, I had to do what was best for me and my children. You understand? Because I understand I got a lot of family, I got a lot of trauma, and I understand that person also has a lot of family trauma that you're not willing to get help about.
And
so I can no longer help you.
Is a prime example.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Maggie. Go ahead.
Yeah. So it's like, if you're not willing to go help yourself, but I am taking myself to therapy, and you're nonchalant, and you just don't, you're not being that emotional support for me or my children that also is going through it.
Just look at it from, like, you men in the chat. You have your significant other. Imagine your significant other crying out like Maggie is crying out. Men, it destroys relationships. We have to start the healing. We need you all to stand strong, stand tall, and speak it out, even if it doesn't make sense. Just put it out there. Just throw it out there. Because that's how Maggie is feeling, how she's looking.
Right.
You know, that's the result of you not dealing with your issues and healing, and you're bringing them into a relationship and a connection. You can't do that.
And it trickles down, because, like she said, her and her children. So that's like the generational. If you don't handle that trauma, and I know it's not easy. We're not saying, you know, you can just get up and just do it. but you have to be willing. Once you have to make the decision to say
You
this
gotta
shit,
be
yeah, that's
willing.
right.
You can't be stagnant.
You
Yeah.
You
can't be
can't be
stubborn.
stagnant. You
That's
can't be so. You
selfish.
can't be so self. That's exactly what I was about to say, God. It's selfish
It's
when you're
selfish.
not thinking about other people's pain.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's
Maybe
the
you don't
biggest
love
issue
them.
that
You
we
don't
have.
love them.
We don't think you don't love them if you're not concerned about how they are feeling pain. That's not love at all. Look, they can say I love you all the world, but I love you ain't about words. It's all about how are you listening to them. If they're saying this thing bothers them, are you willing to do the necessary things to stay around? Are you gonna sit there and be a goddamn punching bag to them until they get that release out? That's what we talk about. When we talk about love. That's what love is all about. Love ain't all about sunshine and fun. Like the misconception that a lot of people have. They think it's going about sunshine and roses and we're gonna be going out and we're gonna be smiling together. No, it's about enduring
It's
that
gonna be
pain
them tough
together,
times
staying together
behind closed
regardless of
doors.
those issues.
Handle those tough times so you can go out and smile and enjoy life and feel good, like for real. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like you owe it to yourself. We have to stop being selfish. We have to look at, who are we hurting? Who are we hurting? Like Mike said, being a punching bag, and we're people, it's a domino effect because of we don't want to deal with our damn issues.
So we want to walk away from it.
We
You
have to
nonchalant, you don't want to deal with it. You guess what? You're affecting the other people around you.
That's
And you're hurting yourself all at the same time.
But I'm okay, yeah. I'm okay. It's a
Okay.
journey. It's a journey. I'm going through therapy. I see her this Friday, actually. So I'm okay. I get out, I
Y'all been
distract
the real
myself. I'm
mismatch.
enjoying life. I'm actually happy. I'm feeling good. But of course, people, y'all don't understand. You've been with somebody
still
so long,
human, right?
it's gonna take a moment.
Yeah.
You're
It's
just
gonna
going
take
through
some
that
time.
process.
And I just want to make sure that you are dealing with that. I'm not saying you are, because some people run on high. Oh, I'm good, and try to ignore it. And I ain't gonna cry. No, if you need to cry. Heal, grieve. You're going to have to grieve that. Allow yourself. People don't. Again, that is part of the healing process. You have to acknowledge, sit in it, grieve through it, get all the emotions out, be real with it, and then move forward.
And Miss Kai, we're gonna go ahead and close it on now. How can
Ooh, boy,
everybody
this is
find
crazy.
you?
All right. Oh God.
And you can tell your last minute closing too.
Right. This has been a great show, but definitely you can follow me on my mental space. IG at my mental space 21, Twitter at my mental space 21, Facebook and YouTube at my mental space incorporated. And again, if you do want to donate, Cash App is right there. $, my mental space. Again, anything donated will be used to house our nonprofit. Like I said, we're trying to get on the roll of things and get busy in the community. So we have some things that we got to do, especially for you men.
Please.
So
We definitely gonna want to focus on you guys. We really do. And thank you, ATL Leo. I'll never bring this up, but thank
Just
you.
gonna say that. Yes,
If
thank
this
you for
is
your
helping you,
transparency.
Yes.
Thank you for your transparency. This is a safe place.
Yep.
Yes.
I like it. I like the interaction. I really do. But love you guys as always. And it's been real. It's been fun. It's been positive. It's been uplifting. And we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going.
All right, Miss Kiki. How can everybody find you? Close it on out.
For myself, you can find me Beautifully Fit IG and Twitter and Facebook and YouTube. For me, you can PayPal me at info@beautifullyfit.com. Also, if you want to email me, if you have, some issues you want to talk about or some things you feel like some topics you might want us to talk about on the show, please feel free to do that as well. On that email. And like Kai said, we are raising money because the community need us. And we are here to help y'all. As you can see, that's what this platform is about. You know, for me, it was more so, what I'm gonna say, not even that long ago. It was me helping women so much because, you know, I'm a woman. Women go through so much. But then you had to realize, ain't nobody helping our men. Who's saving our men? So we are here to help you. We want to have a facility to house resources and stuff that will help the community, make community better. You know, help our community heal so our world can be better. And with that being said, just seek help, no matter who the help comes from. If you don't want to go to therapy, find an outlet, a great, good outlet, nothing bad. But seek the help and watch your circle. If your circle not helping you, that's not the circle you need to be in.
There's our support groups that you can find that other men are dealing with the same thing that you're doing, and you can talk to each other. It don't got to be therapy, just like she said.
Until next time. Love you.
Next time. And Michael Anthony, you know, where everybody can find you, sir. You know, that side of the part, that time, you know, people don't know you for Michael Anthony. So how can they find you?
Well, you can find me at Michael Anthony Linson, Linson, on Facebook. That is my safe haven for all the nonsense that I deal with on a daily basis with our platform. So if you come with that bush, you already know what's gonna happen. You're gonna get Mad Mike. You're not gonna get Michael Anthony Linson. All right. So you guys can find me there, Michael Anthony Linson, Mad Mike Sports, on Twitter, Instagram, pretty much everywhere, except TikTok. I'm not a dancer. All I do is this. So with that being said, man, that's all I got. I appreciate everybody for, you know, just being being willing enough to just, you know, to let these things go. Because I'm telling you right now, a person like me, I won't necessarily say I'm not good with feelings, but mine comes out a little bit more aggressive than most. So it's like I'm trusting in as a person that like I said, I'm probably the biggest conspiracy theorist in the freaking world. I don't trust a lot of people. I'm always looking, you know, cross-eyed to people. I'm telling you, holding that shit in is not good at all. Find a way to release, whether it's writing, singing, even if you can't sing with a damn sing. Just find a way to release. That shit is not good. All right, it's not good for you. You end up stressed out. You end up living with a lot of regret, and that's not good for you. So, like I said, man, just let it go. All that tough guy persona bullshit is complete bullshit. All right, I'm telling you right now.
That's old news.
All right, let me go ahead and close it on out. I know it said we weren't gonna go past an hour and a half, so you can follow me at Miss Maggie T everywhere you can find it. Google it. I'm searchable. You can find me on any social media platform. I also have the Maggie T Productions Facebook channel page, where you know, I'm all about entertainment. Also, you know, you're going to start seeing that side of me as well. But I also, you know, I like to bring laughter, and like Mike said, singing. I love to sing. I love to just, music is my therapy. Theater is my therapy. I want to create a play, or like a play production for the youth, and get them to learn how to you know, go to thrift stores and places like that and build their wardrobe. But it's encouraging them to project build, work together, and it gives them something to do for the summer other than trying to beat up people and steal people cars and things like that. So it's giving them something to do along with the community center with the ladies, because we just need to start focusing, because this episode taught us a lot. Men need help too, and they may be afraid to do it because they have such a negative thing about therapy. Therapy doesn't have to be a therapist. It can be meditation. It can be music. It can be just talking to your friend. It can be walking up Stone Mountain. That
Singing,
is therapy. Singing, dancing, get butt naked. Shoot. Run around the house and wee.
Do whatever.
all day long.
That is
We're gonna have
therapy
a
though.
Stone Mountain session now. She brought that up, so just be on the lookout for that. We'll let y'all know when it get a little.
Oh
warm.
yeah. So follow me everywhere, people.
I do want to put, put together a walk, and I think I'm thinking I want to do Stone Mountain since that's a, central location for mental health.
I'm sorry,
Yeah, because that sunrise is pretty nice. If you ever walked the mountain and saw the sunrise,
it's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It
is. So on that note, we're going to get that walk together. We'll get some things going. People, look out for our next upcoming events. We'll probably do it about springish, where it's not too hot, not too cold. So we'll keep y'all posted on that. And please donate. No matter how you donate, we still got to do a cash app for Champaign Confessions. We ain't did it yet. So my mental space right now is where we're going to take it until we figure out, shorten our little busy lives and sit down long enough and make us a cash app. That's what we're going to do. Or PayPal or whatever we got to do. But please donate. And, look out for also my big event in July. And we'll talk about that later. I don't want to hold y'all up too much. But until the next time, people, share this out. If you're just tuning in, rewatch it. It's a good one. I know I had some technical issues, but I do hope my message got to you guys clearly. All right, people. All right. And we out, ladies and gentlemen. Bless you, people. Bless you. Bless you. Yes, sir.
You are now tuned in to Champaign Confessions.
I pressed the wrong button, yeah.
Girl, I was like, wait a minute, we started over?